Welcome back to the garage. I'm going to do a quick little video series on me painting my own car. And I'm a pretty average guy. I am not a professional painter. I do have a little bit of experience screwing around painting stuff from time to time. And if I can paint my own car, not to say you can paint your own car, but if I can do it, I'm pretty sure you can do it too. And I like to do stuff myself. I like to learn by doing, and I'm not afraid to try something once. And for what it costs to paint a vehicle, I'm willing to gamble a little bit and try it myself. It may not look perfect, but I'm willing to try, and I might just live with the results. And if it's really terrible, then maybe I might have to invest some money and have someone else do it. But for what it costs to paint a car, I'm going to try and do it myself. Just save a little bit of money. I'm not a rich guy by any means. And after owning this car for about 11 years, almost 12 years, I'm tired of looking at it in primer. So I'm going to kind of show you what I've been doing over the last couple weeks. And I'm going to show you a bit of a gamble that I'm unsure of. So this is my 68 Le Mans. If you've been watching my channel, following me a bit, you've seen this car around. This is my twin turbo 68 Le Mans, and it's basically been in black primer since about a year into me owning it. It was yellow when I first got it. It was yellow primer, and then I painted it black epoxy primer so it could stand up to some weather a bit. But now it's time. I'm sick of all these handprints every time somebody touches it, or somebody drips some oil on it and then it soaks in. Epoxy primer can only do so much. So with the whole COVID thing, parts, it takes time. We've all been experiencing this. It's been about a year now that this COVID garbage has been going on, but so you have to bear with me a little bit. I've been waiting for parts. Parts are coming in. I'm still waiting for more. But the first thing that came in was the hood. I decided to go with the brand new hood. Same hood that was on there before. It's got the scoops on the top. It's a GTO hood. And the old hood it was rotten out underneath and it wasn't worth fixing. So the new hood was the way to go. You know, $500 hood. That's Canadian. And aftermarket hoods, you do have to expect them not to fit perfect, which this one, you can see I do have to tweak it a bit to make it fit right. You can see I've taken both doors off. I rebuilt my hinges. I did have some play in the hinges, so I put all new bushings and pins in the hinges. I've got one of the doors here, and I was just cleaning up the lip and stuff inside. I did body work on this car 10 years ago, and it actually held up really well. You know, this was a patch here. This corner was rotted out, so I put a new patch in there. And I'm just getting this whole thing ready, right? So I sprayed some high build primer on the back, so I'm going to sand it all down smooth. I also put door poppers in it years ago, which I don't really even use very much, but I do plan on using them a little bit more often. I had my door poppers right here. Sorry, not the poppers, but these guys. So they got the springs. That's what's supposed to push your door open when you activate the popper. And I had it mounted on the inside of the jamb. But with the geometry of the door and stuff, it actually turned out not to be a great place to put it, because it would barely push my door open when I popped it. So I have a new set coming, waiting for parts. And I plan on putting them right here. So I'm gonna have to drill a hole here, mount them back in there, and that should definitely pop my door open when I hit my button. So I'm just going around right now, cleaning up holes like that, smoothing stuff out. What tends to take the longest is lining up everything again. So you can see here, my gap gets bigger as it goes back, right? Like the gap gets much bigger back here than it is up here. Same thing at the bumper, you know, the gap here This is much tighter here. So I've gotta straighten some stuff out. I've got a new lower front valance, fiberglass one that I'm putting in. Just walk around this side. Like I said, my roof, I had the dents taken out. That's these shiny spots. That's where the guy hammered away and straightened my roof out because it was one big dent at one point. Got this side filled in. The back's really nice. Everything lines up. All my gaps are really nice around the trunk. I'm going to be putting new windows in. These windows are really scratched up. You can see all the scratch marks from the previous owner doing body work. You know, he wasn't very careful and scratched the glass all up. But yeah, I'm just cleaning everything up. I'm still waiting for inner fenders. I'm putting inner fenders back in because right now I'm not running any. But the big thing, the big gamble is this. This is paint that I bought 10 years ago. And I can prove I bought it 10 years ago. I kept the receipt. Look at the date. You know, April 21st, 2010 is when I bought it. And, in case you're wondering, back then I paid, if you can read that in focus, $645 for the paint and clear coat. This paint has been sitting in my garage for 10 years. I bought it 10 years ago when I thought I was going to paint the car. And then I decided I'm going to be doing a lot of mechanical work to it over the years. And it wasn't quite ready for a paint job yet. I was a little too eager and I jumped the gun. Bought the paint. Realized I still got a lot of body work to do to this car. And it wasn't ready. Paint sat. Well, paint, you're not supposed to let paint sit that long. They usually say after a year or two, the paint's pretty much garbage and you got to throw it out and buy new stuff. Well, this has been sitting for 10 years. We're going to open the can today and see what it looks like. It could be just a pile of garbage, but we're going to open it up right now. We're going to see what it looks like. You know, we got the paint, reducer, and then this is the clear coat. I don't think there's going to be an issue with the clear coat, but you know, this could all be dried up inside. I kind of gave it a little shake and it actually does still sound like liquid inside, but we don't know the condition of it yet. So we're about to find out. Well, it's not dried out. I don't believe it. It still looks great. And I think all the metallic is still sitting on the bottom. This can's definitely gonna have to get shaken. But yeah, I think I'm in luck. So this is actually a Honda color I picked out, and it's a metallic red. And it is, I think it's still very usable. I'm not a professional, but I am going to take it. I am going to take it to a local auto body supply store that I use in town here. And they said, because I didn't buy this paint from them, they're really cool about it. And they're like, yeah, bring it in. We'll shake it up for you. And I'm going to get them to take a look at it. And I don't see any problem with this stuff at all. But, you know, that makes me happy because while I was there, I priced out pretty much the same color. But I mean, it's been 10 years since I bought this stuff. And the same color now is closer to about $1,000. So, you know, it is a different brand as well. But it was going to cost me about another $1,000 in paint for me to do this. So the fact that I can still use this stuff again is awesome, because you know, I'm spending enough money with buying a hood, buying inner fenders. There's a bunch of little stuff too, right? Like there's a rubber that goes around here that I got to replace. Bunch of little trim pieces here and there, you know, new glass. You know, this is going to cost me enough. Like, I'm going to be thousands of dollars into this this body job. But if I was to take this whole car and drop it off at a body shop and say, you know, make it perfect, I'd probably be 10 grand. So being a do-it-yourselfer and not afraid of failing, because I might fail at this. You know, if I fail, you're gonna see it happen. And you know, let me be your guinea pig. I'm gonna try it out, and hopefully by the spring, hopefully, yeah, it's not gonna take that long, but by this spring, when this car sees the road again, you know, it's gonna have a shine to it. Because I'm kind of, you know, I like the flat black look. Lots of people do, but I'm just sick of the stains, and it does fade. I've actually resprayed this car a couple times because the black just keeps fading to almost like a gray. You can see the color difference here. You know, that's black primer. That's black epoxy primer. You know, that's gray now. So I know I've been talking a lot, but I just kind of wanted to fill you guys in on what's going on. I haven't just been sitting around doing nothing, and this car is going to look 10 times better when we're done. And you know, it's all about having fun, learning. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. So next video, we're actually going to get into the grunt work of it, which is sanding everything down and making everything right. So if this interests you, you know, keep an eye out for the next video, and we'll get this thing rocking. And that's the color it's going to be. Great news. Next time. See ya.